Hello everyone, this is SF Skull here, and welcome back to another part of my Let's Play of 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors, and I'm going to have to re-record this part. Yay. But the good news is that, that it won't be too long, and I'm gonna have to check, oh, what do we have here? Alright, it's the memo from the bed, and now we have both these memos, so that's just great. Alright, let's head back. Well, it's not head back, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean, guys. Alright, so basically we already got everything we need here, I think. Alright, so I think, alright, let's check on this. Under here, we should find the blue key. Thank you. Thank you for the blue key. Alright, we got the blue key. Alright, time to get out of there. Now, let's try the red briefcase. Alright. Oh, wait, I already have that. Alright. Alright, that got it open. Finally. Alright. And we got the red note cards. Thank you. Alright, let's go back. Alright, now time to try our hand at the blue one. Doesn't matter what I do, this thing won't budge. Guess it's alright, yep, I have the blue key though. Oh, wait. Alright. Alright, I got the blue key. So let's try this. Alright, I have the code. Understood, we got it. Alright. And hey, looks like it's working. Yes. Alright, let's open it up. Alright, we have the... Yes, it opened. Looks like there's something in here. What is this? A file? Alright. File screen. If you find any documents or notes during escape, the information on them will be available from the file screen. To open the file screen, touch File in the top right of the bottom screen. Once at the file screen, select Files by touching them, or by pressing something on the control pad. If you touch Search, the contents of the file you selected will be displayed on the upper screen. Alright, let's see what's in this file. Digital root. Let's see here. Compute a digital root with the following steps. First, add all the numbers in question to one another. If you end up with something greater than a single digit number, add the digits to one another. Alright, for instance, if you have a double digit number, add the numbers in the tens place to the numbers in the ones place. Keep adding digits in this manner until you have a single digit answer. The final single digit is your digital root. The digital root of 678 would be 6 plus 7 plus 8 equals 21, 2 plus 1 equals 3. It's the digital root of 3, therefore the digital root of 678 is 3. Example, the digital root of 1234 would be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10, 1 plus 0 equals 1. Therefore the digital root of 1234 is 1. I see, so I just keep adding numbers until I get a single digit number. Oh, looks like there's looks like there's something on the back of this thing. A notebook, a pen, and a calculator. And a stack of key cards, huh? Alright. New material has been added to the file screen. Calculator. The calculator screen can be used during an escape or during a novel sequence. During an escape, you can access it by pressing the Y. This will open the calculator screen. To operate the calculator, touch the bottom screen. When using the calculator, the numbers on the top are your calculations and the numbers on the bottom are your answer. The calculator can also calculate a digital root, which will be important to the progression of the story. Alright, so I think we've pretty much examined everything, so we should be able to use these key cards to do this now, right? Alright. These cards with the numbers on them. I'm pretty sure this is where I'm supposed to use them. Alright, let's slide this card in, see if it works. And... that sucks. It's not working. Why? Alright, no, that's not right. I still have cards I haven't used. Alright. Let's try the stack of red cards. Nope. Alright, not again. There aren't any more cards in here. I've only got one other hint. Of course, the files. The file said something about a digital root. A digital root. The digital root, huh? What am I supposed to do with There's a 5 on that door. Oh, I gotta find... Alright, do I have to get a digital root 5? I'm not really sure about this. Whatever, it's worth a shot. So, 1 plus 4 would get you 5, meaning that you would have to get, all the numbers would have to add up to 14 for you to get a digital root of 5, which means... Alright. Alright, I understand now. Search 3 cards to select them. The digital root of the selected cards will be displayed on the top screen. Searching reset will deselect all the currently selected cards. After you select 3 cards, touch the device. So to get a digital root of 14, you would 6 plus 7, which would equal 11, and then plus 1. Alright, so that would get you a digital root of 5. Alright, we got it. Alright, I think this is going to work. There we go. That's a new noise, huh? Did it just unlock? Well, that light was red, and now it's blue. No doubt about it. There's nothing keeping me in here now. Time to go. Alright, let's get the heck out of here. Like, right now. I need to get out of here. Alright. Here we go. We're out, finally. Alright. I found it. Thank you. Alright. That oddly looks like a Dark Souls kind of screen. I don't know why, but... Accompanied by a wall of angry water, Junpei shot out of the room and into the opposing wall. Gasping to catch his breath, he looked around. He was in a narrow hallway. The water that had followed him out of the room was rapidly pouring out of the door. It flowed quickly down the hallway and slammed into the foot of the short flight of stairs. Just 5 steps, in fact. And at the top of the short staircase, another door. Junpei leapt up the stairs, straight for the door. The door burst open and Junpei exploded out of it, only to freeze in his tracks. What other possible response could there have been to what he saw? Oh, what the hell? His voice trailed off, and all he could do was stare. Oh, what is this? A polished floor stretched out before him, ornate staircases rising out from the edges. Each one of them, I cannot pronounce those big words, alright? Equidistant from the others. I'm guessing that means an equal distance. Oh yeah, equal distance. Yeah, I get it now. I get what you guys are trying to do with that word. Alright, the stairs and pillars were solid wood and art novia, which means new art in French. I probably screwed up that pronunciation, but you know, guys, just forget about it. And decorations covered the walls and pillars. It looked nothing so much as the entrance to a luxurious mansion from the early 1900s. Junpei couldn't help but wonder. Was he really in a ship? The water quickly filling the hallway behind him suggested that yes, he was. As he looked, a fresh wave rolled out of the room he'd been in, gathered speed as it moved towards the stairs. Well, this could be a cruise ship. Did you not think of that? Yeah, that's what I thought. This is totally a... Wait, what the hell? A wave? Hold up, what the heck? Oh, shit, I gotta get out of here. Junpei spun around, his wet shoes squeaking in protest on the polished floor, and ran towards the tremendous staircase in front of him. Alright. Oh, you gotta get out of there. C deck. Alright. B deck. As he ran, he glanced quickly at the plates mounted on the wall, denoting the decks of the ship. He took the stairs 2 at a time, not entirely sure where he'd find himself. Just as he began to wonder where, in fact, the stairs did lead. Oh, hey! Junpei saw another person out of the corner of his eye. He stopped short, nearly tripping over the next stair, and looked. It wasn't just one person he saw. On the link to the left of the stairs, there were 4 people staring at him. And 3 more. Alright, yep, like I saw it. Alright, all told, there were 7 of them. It looked as though they had been on their way down the stairs. They stopped short when they saw Junpei, their eyes wide. He'd done the same, of course, and now they stood there staring at one another. Junpei didn't move, 1 foot placed awkwardly on the next step in the middle of a stride. Who were these people? This entire interaction lasted only a matter of seconds. The woman spoke to Junpei, and time began to move again. Oh, hello there. I guess there's another one of us now. The woman was dressed, Junpei thought, rather like a belly dancer. clothes covered very little, and her prodigious jewelry a little more. Hey you, come on, hurry. With no further ceremony, she ran straight past Junpei and towards the door behind him. The sudden proximity of a woman with such Of course they had to have that. Of course they had to have a character like that in this game. Alright. Off to a great start. I already love the characters in this game, though. But the others wasted no time and quickly followed the strange woman. The first to pass Junpei was a young man with silver hair. Oh, this guy looks cool. He threw a quick glance in Junpei's direction as he ran, muttering, for one of us, huh? Oh, and he is appropriately named Silver. Alright, I guess these are just nicknames for him. I don't know. Following him was an older man. An older man, his face calm and without fear. Soft wrinkles sprouted from his eyes, and he came close enough as he passed for Junpei to see wisps of gray in his hair. His composure and shock of hair struck Junpei as rather like that of an elderly lion. He kind of reminds me of I think it's Will Powers from Ace Attorney. Yeah, he kind of does remind me of that. Going up won't do you any good. There are 2 doors, but neither of them will open. The next to speak was a girl with pink hair and a high voice. Come on. Aren't you coming? You gotta hurry. Her small hand was wrapped around the wrist of another man. Oh. His eyes were closed, almost as he was sleeping. His features were graceful, almost serene. And he dressed rather elegantly for someone of his age. Well, he looks like freaking his 40s. I don't even know. I mean, compared to the girl, I mean, he looks way older. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, something about his posture seemed very refined, and Junpei couldn't help the feeling that it was noble and dignified somehow. He's certainly never seen one, but this man seemed like what Junpei had always imagined a prince would be like. Oh yeah, so they are just giving him nicknames. That's 9 of us then. All of the cards are in hand. So, are we actually going to learn these guys' real names, or are they just going to leave it at that? What does all of the cards are in hand mean, he wondered. Junpei opened his mouth to ask what the other man had meant, but the girl with pink hair rushed past him, and they were gone. He turned just in time to see 2 more people running towards him. One of them had hair like a bird's nest and looked as though a stiff breeze might topple him. And the other was a veritable mountain of a man. Yeah, the scrawny one said nothing and sculled past Junpei as though he was running from something. Hey, what the hell are you just standing there for? Did you hear him? The doors on A deck are no good. We gotta check the doors on B deck. Got it? Alright. Now go. Alright, I love the italic text though. Before he had a chance to respond, the man laid a massive hand on Junpei's shoulder. With no more effort than Junpei would have used to brush aside a fly, the man shoved him out of the way. Whoa. Thrown off balance by the man in recent events, it took Junpei a few steps to get his bearings. He finally regained his balance and looked up at what the other 7 had been running toward. There were 5 pairs of large iron doors set into the wall in front of him. They looked quite sturdy, and each had handles jutting from them. Written across the surface of each door in red paint was a number. The door on the right had a 4. The door on the left had a 5. They're the same. The guy Junpei had decided to call Silver was mumbling to himself. Man, I like this guy's design, dude. Like, seriously. The room I woke up, but he looks like the edgiest of the group. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. The room I woken up in had a number on the door just like that. You too, eh? I'm gonna give different voices to each of these characters, like this guy. With an arch eyebrow, the lion looked over at Silver. Alright, this guy, I like this guy. I really like him. My cell is the same. This guy is cool. This guy is like, my god. Like, not Silver. Like, Silver's like the edgy guy, but lying. This guy is freaking cool. Like, this guy is just kind of the kind of guy I would like love to have as a. Well, I wouldn't say that, but he just seems so chill. I was about to say something, but then I realized that might be offensive. But all right, you know, my cell was the same. A number upon the door. I opened it, ran down the hallway outside, and found myself in the rather grand room, full of stairs, as I suspect did the rest. Did the rest of you. It was as though the floodgates had been opened. They all began to talk at once. Me too. I did too. Yeah, a door with a number on it. It soon became clear that each one of them. Why did I give him a southern accent? I shouldn't have done that. I should have given him more like a scrawny accent. I think I'm gonna do that next episode. Alright, it soon became clear that each one of them had awoken in a room with a locked door and solved a puzzle to escape. They'd all ended up in the same room, almost as though they had been guided there. Yeah, so we all saw the same thing. That's not important. We need to hurry. Oh wait, I need to change my voice. Yes, we all saw the same thing. That's not important. We need to hurry. Alright. Yeah, you think I don't know that, lady? Alright. I'm sorry. 1 second, guys. I'm gonna have to cut this part. Sorry about that, guys. Alright. Before they had time to finish, Silver was already run. I would just love to see, like, there's probably a fan art or somewhere where Silver next to the Silver from Silver from Sonic the Hedgehog. I wouldn't be surprised if they had fan art of that. Alright, he grabbed hold of the door labeled 5 and pulled. But that must be my door, obviously. However, oh, that's some nice language you got there. So this guy is definitely the edgiest of the group. They should have called him Shadow just because how edgy he is. Alright. It's not opening. The damn thing won't even budge. Move. You're in the way. Oh, is he gonna bust it open? Alright. The mountain grabbed Silver's shoulder and tossed him aside. His path cleared, he took a few steps back and then threw himself at the door. Once. Twice. 3 times. 4 times. The door shook as his body slammed into it, but showed no signs of breaking or opening. The mountain threw himself at the door again. Junpei toward door 4. Next to the door on the wall was a small box. It looked just like the one he'd seen in his room. Next to that door, if it was the same, then this door was likely locked as well. Still, he had to check. Junpei grabbed a handle and threw all of his weight onto it. Alright, I don't think he's gonna break that open. Wait, did he really? Oh. It was locked as tight as the door next to it, as he suspected. Damn it. Junpei punched the door. It did not respond. Were these the only doors? Are those numbers written in blood? Alright, well. Alright, let's just keep going. I barely finished the thought when the C-deck plate he'd passed on his way up sprang unbidden to his mind. His body moved before he had time to think. He turned and ran back toward the stairs. Alright. He had scarcely taken a step when, at the top of the stairs next to an ornate clock embedded in the wall, he saw a person. Oh, hello there. It was a girl. She looked to be the same age as Junpei. He froze, unable to look away from her face. He wasn't confounded by her beauty or something equally silly. No, there was another reason he couldn't take his eyes off. Alright. See, I can't read. Even in the morning, whenever I'm recording this, I still can't read. Junpei had seen her somewhere before. He couldn't quite remember where, but he knew. He knew he'd met her before. The girl, too, stared at Junpei, similarly stunned. Her response suggested she'd seen him before as well. Without saying a word, Junpei walked slowly toward her. She didn't move. It was almost as though she was held in place by some sort of magic spell. As Junpei stepped on onto her landing, the spell broke. Alright, no sooner he had stepped his foot down, the whole ship shook a second time. Oh. Ah! The quake caught the girl unprepared, and she fell. Moving on instinct, Junpei leapt to catch her. Or so he thought. Oh! Her face was far closer than it should have been, mere inches from his own. He was far his back, and she had landed squarely on top of him. The girl seemed as confused as he did, and her face suggested she still hadn't fully recovered from seeing him. For a moment that seemed to stretch for a very long time. They stared at one another. I'm gonna have to be right back, guys. For a moment that seemed to stretch for a very long time, they stared at one another. The ship stopped shaking. Everything was quiet. Water could be heard from the bottom of the ship, lapping faintly at walls and ceilings, but eventually that faded as well. The silence was complete, a thick, muffling blanket. At last the girl opened her mouth. Oh my gosh, is that you, Junpei? Junpei. Her words echoed through Junpei's head, and suddenly his memory returned. Akane? Why hadn't he realized it before? The girl was Akane Kurosaki. She and Junpei had been friends in childhood. They'd gone to the elementary school together for 4 years. 4, of course. Of course I said 4 years. I meant to say 6 years. I'm sorry, guys. But what was she doing on the ship? Alright. Her soft eyes were only inches away from his own. He could feel the warmth of her face. Feelings he thought long forgotten began to work their way to the surface. He could feel his face heating up. At that moment, a speaker crackled to life, and a cold, eerie voice filled the room. Welcome aboard. I welcome you all from the bottom of my heart to this, my vessel. With the voice's invasion, the spell between Junpei and Akane was broken, and all hints of burgeoning romance instantly forgotten. They hurriedly untangled themselves from one another and struggled to their feet. Their 7 companions had heard the voice as well, and many of their faces had gone pale. Ugh. They looked around frantically, desperate to locate the source of the voice. At last they found it. A speaker set in the ceiling. I am Zero, the captain of the ship. I am also the person who invited you here. The voice was harsh, obscured occasionally by the crackle of static. But Junpei recognized it. How could he have forgotten it? It was the same voice he had heard from the man in the gas mask. Alright, well this guy, I already can tell he's gonna be the freaking... Alright, yeah, he's gonna be like the... I already like this guy, alright. Hey, what the hell's this? Come on. Come on out here. I want to get a look at you. What do you mean to do to us? Alright, I mean to have you participate in the game. Oh, I promised I would give voices to these characters. Yeah, I promised that. Some of you, I know, are familiar with this game. The Non-Airy game. It is a game where you put your life on the line. Non-Airy game. What the hell's that? Why am I giving him that accent? Alright. The voice continued implacable. The rules of the Non-Airy game can be found upon your persons. They are simple rules. Read them. Non-Airy game? Hey, there's something in my pocket. Check this out. Why am I all giving them weird accents? I don't know why. Silver reached into his pocket and pulled out a small slip of paper. The rest of them reached into their own pockets and pulled out similar slips of paper. Alright. Junpei followed suit and dug into the pocket of his pants. He felt the telltale crumple of paper, slightly damp from his earlier ordeal. Hey, I got one too. Then it would seem Zero has seen fit to grace us each with a letter. Would you mind terribly reading it to us, young man? His request had been delivered to Junpei, who, after a short moment of surprise, did as he had been asked. On this ship, you will find a handful of doors emblazoned with numbers. We will call them the numbered doors. The doors in front of you are a pair of the same The key to opening these numbered doors are the numbered bracelets that each of you possess. Should you total the numbers on your numbered bracelets and find that the digital root of that number is equal to the number of that door, the door will open. Only those who have opened the door may pass through. There are, however, limits. Only 3 to 5 people can pass through one numbered door. All those who enter must leave, and all those who enter must contribute. Bracelet. Alright, Junpei figured it had to mean the bulky thing on his wrist. He glanced around. It looked like everyone else had one as well, and had come to much the same conclusion. The purpose of the game is simple. Leave the ship alive. It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9. Junpei had reached the end of the letter. There was a long moment of silence, and the speaker crackled to life once more. There is one last thing I must tell you. As you have no doubt surmised, this ship has begun to sink. On April 14th, 1912, the famous ocean liner Titanic crashed into an iceberg. After remaining afloat for 2 hours and 40 minutes, it sank beneath the waters of the North Atlantic. I will give you more time. 9 hours. That is the time you will be given to make your escape. The voice finished, and the speaker went silent. The sound of a bell tolling echoed through the hall. It came from the dance hall, adjacent to the stairwell. Alright. It took those assembled on the stairs mere moments to trace the sound to an antique clock embedded in the wall. 7, 8, 9. Alright, 7, 8, 9. The sound of the ninth bell faded away. The 10th never came. Alright. That meant the time was 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Most likely 9 o'clock in the evening. When Junpei appeared out the window of his cell, he'd seen nothing but blackness. It had to be nighttime. If that was the case, then they would need to escape by 6 a.m. the following day. Alright, now it is time. Let our game begin. I wish you all the best of luck. Alright. Well, that's just nice. Alright, the speaker went silent and did not speak again. Woo! Alright, so I guess I was completely wrong, and this is not a killing game, rather it's an escape game. Silver yelled at the speaker with language coarse enough to embarrass the sailor, but the rest of Junpei's companions were silent, deep in thought. Junpei too was consumed by his thoughts. There was a great deal he didn't understand. Who was Zero? What was an honorary game? Why had he been chosen to make them part of it? Was he a criminal who took delight in playing with his victims, or did he have some other purpose? And why had Junpei been chosen as part of this insane game? Why had any of them been chosen? But one question was foremost on his mind. Yes, Akane. They hadn't seen one another since elementary school. Why had she appeared now? Coincidence? No, that seemed impossible. There had to be a reason. He didn't know what it might be, but there had to be a reason. Very well. The lion's voice seemed oddly loud in the silence. Standing around here won't do us any good. Best we get moving, don't you think? Get moving? Are you planning to open the numbered doors? Hey, wait. Don't tell me you're actually going to do this. Wait, to do what? To do what this Zero says. No, that's not what I meant. The lion shook his head, mildly annoyed. I'm saying let's find another way. After all, we haven't really examined this place yet. What? Alright. Alright. Their separate investigations finished, all 9 people returned to where they left one another. The result of all their work was nothing. They were completely sealed in. Their hard work had not gone completely to waste, however. They had learned a number of things as they scoured the parts of the ship they could reach. It seemed that they were confined to decks A through C. C deck was as far down as they would be able to go. However, the reason being The D deck was completely submerged. Strangely, however, the water had risen no higher than the D deck. The flow seemed to have been stopped somehow, as evidenced by the surface of the water on the D deck, which was smooth as glass. Alright, the prince knelt down and gently drew his hand across it. Perhaps the Zero has used some sort of remote control to seal a watertight door lower down. He said that our time limit was 9 hours. In other words, this water won't rise for 9 hours. Then you're saying we won't sink till then? Well, that may be a little too optimistic. No point to wishful thinking. Alright, there were 3 metal doors on the sea deck. A single door stood off to the side with 2 more on the wall facing the central staircase. None of them had numbers or verification devices. Alright, they were, however, locked like the other doors. No matter how much they pushed and shoved, the doors refused to move. The mountain and the lion threw themselves against them a few times, but to no avail. The door in the back had a keyhole. Just above it was a strange mark in the shape of a circle surrounding a dot. There were 2 other doors on sea deck as well, but it was clear they were elevators, as each had a button next to it with a upside down triangle. They tried pushing the button. No response. Apparently there was no power running to the elevators. To the left of the elevator doors was a card reader. The card reader also had a strange mark on it. It looked like a lowercase h with a dash drawn across the upper stem of the H. Junpei stared at it for a while. This is a symbol of Saturn. It's an astrological symbol. Then the mark on the other door. I think that was a sun symbol. Oh, they had seen the same symbols on the A deck. There was a door on either side of the stairs. The one on the left had a keyhole with a similar symbol engraved on it. This is an Earth symbol. The horizontal line symbolizes the equator, and the vertical one represents the prime meridian. Oh, that makes sense. Junpei looked up at the ceiling. There was a great circle cut in it, perhaps for a skylight or a glass dome, but it had been filled with a gargantuan metal plate. The metal looked very solid. Anything short of an explosive charge was unlikely to damage it. Alright, there were several windows along both sides of the ship, or at least there had been. They too were covered with metal plates. I'm getting like a Danganronpa feel right now, with how they covered like the windows with like metal plates, so there would be no chance to escape, I guess. In other words, we couldn't escape. We're trapped. All the exits go nowhere. Yep, I'm definitely getting a Danganronpa feel by this. Junpei was not happy. Alright, the girl with pink hair spoke up. Well, I'm sure they go somewhere. We just can't open them. Then the mountain spoke. You don't know that. For all we know, they just open into walls or take us in circles. The prince did not agree. No, I'm sure they go somewhere. Otherwise, what point would there be? And we can open them. Well, 2 of them at least. Alright, 4 and 5. You mean the numbered doors? All eyes turned towards the doors with the numbers on them. The atmosphere in the room grew tense. Hey, wait a minute. I think I said this earlier, but I don't think we should do that. Alright. She moved in front of the doors as if to block them. We'd have to be crazy to open these doors. If we do that, we're doing exactly what Zero wants us to do. Suddenly everyone began to speak at once. I agree. I don't. That's a terrible idea. We should keep going. We should stay here. We don't have any other way to open any of these doors. We should just wait. Someone's bound to come and find us. We don't have time for that. In 8.5 hours, this ship is going to sink. The clamor of voices made it next to impossible to determine who was saying what. Their arguments grew more and more intense until people were shouting and screaming at one another. Junpei had remained silent, but at last he could take no more. Hey, shut up! They fell silent, and all eyes turned turned to Junpei. He felt each stare burning into him, but he refused to flinch. Before he tried to decide where we're going to go. Alright, there's something else we ought to do. What's that? We need to exchange information. We don't know anything about each other. If we want to know who you guys are, who you are, where you came from, why you ended up here, don't tell me you aren't curious too. They were silent. Some of them looked the other way, or bit their lip, or crossed their arms and stared at the ceiling. But one of them spoke up. It was Akane. I agree. I think Junpei is right. Junpei. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about him. I just call him Junpei. His name is Junpei. She pointed toward Junpei. We're childhood friends. We went to the same elementary school. Wait, stop. Don't tell us stuff we didn't ask you about. Oh, jeez. This guy is a jerk. Zero's probably watching us right now. Oh, what are you going to do if he's listening in? Would that be bad? Hell yeah, it would. We don't know how much that bastard knows about us. He probably knows a lot about us. Because, I mean, technically, I mean, it's not a coincidence that we were, like, placed together. There's got to be some reason. I mean, maybe he just picked a bunch of random people to kidnap. No, I don't think that's the case. If that is the case, then it'd be dangerous for us to let him know too much. If Zero knows who we are, he could go after our families. Maybe he'd tell us he had maybe he'd tell us he had to get us to do stuff, you know. But we still need to know what our names are. It's going to be hard to talk to each other if we don't have names. Alright, then why don't we have code names? To him, apparently, it seemed like the obvious solution. Code names? Yeah, we'll each pick something. Like, I'll be 7. 7? Why are you 7? It seemed a fair question. The mountain stuck out his left arm. Oh, well, that's not very creative. Because his bracelet number says 7. Oh, I get it. Yeah, that's a good idea. He smirked. Alright, I'm gonna be Santa. Santa! Well, this is recorded after Christmas. I should have probably recorded this on Christmas, because that would make a hilarious freaking joke. Any of you chumps know Japanese? No. Well, San means 3, so I'll be Santa. Oh, that makes sense. You know, like Santa Claus. Fits, don't you think? Alright, well, I don't understand. I mean, I guess his hair is white, but that's just hilarious. Alright. Then your bracelet number. Yeah, I've got a 3 on. Yeah, it's got a 3 on it. Good job, Grandpa. Alright. Just like the man had done. Silver thrust out his left hand. Sure enough, the face of his bracelet read 3. Very well then. I'll go next, shall I? My bracelet number is 1. Given that, I think Ace seems appropriate. Alright, I'll be Lotus. As I'm sure you all know, it has 8 petals. Which means, of course, that my bracelet number is 8. Yep. I would appreciate it if you would call me Snake. Metal Gear Solid. Dun, 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 dun. That's all I think. That's all I think of whenever I hear Snake. Just Metal Gear. I'm sorry, guys. I am really jumbling my words right now, but I mean Snake. Alright, this guy is Metal Gear Solid confirmed. Alright, my bracelet number is 2. Since Ace has chosen cards and I choose dice, Snake Eyes, which clearly is particularly relevant given that I am blind. Oh, you're blind? Oh, really? He kept his eyes closed during their entire ordeal, which had suggested something strange, but to hear it said so casually, it was something of a surprise. Oh, so that's why he had to kneel down and feel the glass floor on the deck. Yeah, that explains it. Everyone seemed a little nervous at the prince's proclamation, but no one seemed to know how to react to it. There was one person, however, who didn't seem to be surprised in the least. The girl with pink hair. Oh, so they probably know each other. I want to be Clover. You know, like a 4-leaf clover. Alright. Good luck, right? Looking almost bored, she held out her left hand. Because she's 4. The face of her bracelet showed the number 4. They come around to Junpei. He held out his bracelet. Alright, my number's 5, so my code name is gonna be... Why have one? It's not like there's any point to it now. The dancer cut him off in mid-sentence. I mean, we all know your name already. You're Junpei. Oh. They all nodded. Connie stepped forward nervously. Then you should all call me by my name too, because I mean, it doesn't seem fair to Junpei. You think it's not cool for you to hide your name after you told us his? Connie fidgeted awkwardly. Junpei decided that he had to do something. What's your bracelet number? It's 6. She hesitated for a moment, then held out her left hand. As she claimed her bracelet face showed a 6. Junpei looked at it for a moment and thought. Alright then, why don't we call you June? June. Oh yeah, like the month of 6. Yeah, the 6th month of the year. So you're June. Junpei. Connie kneed her hands and looked up at Junpei, uncertain. He smiled back at her reassuringly. Are you good with that? She thought about it for a few more minutes and seemed to come to a decision and gave Junpei a small nod. Alright. Their names aside, Junpei ran over them quickly in his head. 1 was Ace. 2 was Snake. Alright, I'm sorry. 3 was Santa. Alright. 4 was Clover. That was Junpei's number. Connie was 6, and Junpei had given her the code name of June. 7 was 7. Oh wow, that's a really creative name. And 8 was Lotus. That meant that 8 of them, including Junpei, had revealed their bracelet numbers. But who was the 9th one? Oh. Oh! He was a man with glasses and hair like a bird nest. Yeah, he hadn't said anything. I forgot about this guy. He hadn't said anything since they'd met on the stairs, and he didn't look like the sort of person who was inclined towards conversation. His skin was pale, his breathing was heavy, and he was soaked with nervous sweat. His behavior seemed very suspicious, or perhaps simply emotionally unstable. It was difficult to tell. Whatever the case, it seemed clear that he had only a fingertip's worth of a grip on his sanity. The girl with pink hair, Clover, walked up to him slowly. She put her hands on his She put her hands on her hips and eyed him suspiciously. What number are you? He didn't answer. His bloodshot eyes twitched from person to person in breath. Alright. Hey, I'm talking to you. The man licked his dry lips. Oh my god, this guy is really acting very strange. The man licked his dry lips with a shaking tongue and spoke with a voice like old paper. Isn't it obvious? Yeah, so he's 9. And you know whose numbers 1 through 8 are. I'm the only one left, so you're 9, yeah. Yeah. He extended a trembling arm. His bracelet did indeed say 9. Clover looked at it contemptuously. Thank you for using big words, game. Alright, what's your code name? Code name? What do you want us to call you? We all made up names, you should too. I don't need one. Why not? Because I'm not going to stay here with you. He took a shuddering breath and exhaled. Clover looked at him, something very like disgust. You've got some sort of plan? I do. Yeah, what's that? You sure you want to know? Yeah. Alright. Let me show you. I'm going to do this. Oh, what the heck? Oh. By the time they realized what he was doing, it was too late to stop him. The man's body moved like a snake's. In the blink of an eye, he slid around behind her and wrapped his arm around her waist. Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing? Santa leapt forward toward Clover and the 9th man. He was halfway there when... Stay back! Suddenly the man's hand dove into his pocket. Oh! It came back out with a knife. Pocket knife. He held it to Clover's pale, quivering neck. If you get any closer, I'll cut her open. Jesus. Santa skid to a halt. He snarled at the scrawny man with the knife and gritted his teeth. Yes, that's right. The man's smile was neither friendly nor reassuring. Sweat poured down his neck, soaking the collar of his shirt. Clover, are you alright? The prince, Snake's voice, sounded oddly concerned. Yeah, I'm fine. Her voice shook, making her words even less convincing. What the hell are you trying to do? I told you, this is my plan. What are you gonna do to her, you sick son of a bitch? Alright, I'm gonna try to give voices. I don't think I'm gonna do that this episode, though, because I still have to decide. Don't worry. I'm not going to do anything to her. If she just does what I tell her to do, I'll let her go. He started to move backwards, slowly, keeping his grip on Clover. Keeping their distance, Junpei and the others followed. Eventually, the man reached the wall. He gave a start as his back touched it, then glanced around quickly and spoke. Verify, huh? The left. Look on your left. Do you see the device on the wall? Place your hand on the scanner panel. The round part. Oh! What if I don't? The man's nostril flared and he looked like he was about to choke. Are you an idiot? What do you think? I could slit your throat right now. I'll kill you if I have to. Alright. All I need is your bracelet. That's nice. Just do it. Do it now. He pressed the knife against Clover's neck hard. Slowly, she stretched her left hand out toward the device. Her back was to it, and she had to feel around for a moment before she found the circular panel. It made a cold electronic noise, and the display above her hand, an asterisk, appeared. So that's how it works. Junpei thought to himself. Yeah, I mean, it seemed obvious. By placing one palm on what the ninth man had called the scanner panel, the user's bracelet number would be entered into the device. Should you total the numbers on your numbered bracelets and find that the digital root of the number is equal to the number of that door, the door will open. Junpei shifted his eyes to the door itself. The number on it was 5. The ninth man seemed to know a little more about the device's operation than he should. How had he known exactly what to do? Good, you're done. Next. His bloodshot eyes crept from person to person until, finally, they stopped on the line. Ace. You, right? You're the one with the number 1. You're the one with the number 1 bracelet, right? Yes, I am. So? Then you're next. But how does that make sense? Because you just jumped to 4 to 1. From 4 to 1. Just verify your number like this little brat did. What are you doing? Do it. Oh, he could easily just punch. He could easily just punch him and like I mean, why are you just standing there? Like, you could just easily like beat this guy to a pulp. I mean, so technically he doesn't even have to tell him. He could just get up behind him and then punch him. Alright, okay, just calm down. Ace held up his hands, palms out. The ninth man jerked his chin towards the device. Slowly, cautiously, Ace moved toward the device. After what seemed like an agonizing eternity, he reached it. Now, verify. Ace nodded and placed his hands on the scanner panel. The device beeped again and a second asterisk appeared. Now the device had Clover and Ace's numbers, 4 and 1. 4 plus 1 equals 5. Oh, I see what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get a square root. A square root. No, a root of a digital root of yeah, a digital root of freaking 5. Yeah. The same number written on the door, but it wouldn't open just yet. Oh, only 3 to 5 people can pass through a 1 numbered door. The door needed at least one more person. Yeah, why? Yeah, who would that be? Get back. His voice shook, but the knife he held to Clover's throat made his words a command. Ace took 2, then 3 steps back. No, farther. More than that. Go all the way back. Alright, but that doesn't make any sense. Alright, wait. So that means he would need to put his hand on it. Because we're trying to get a digital root of 5, right? Alright, that was when Junpei understood his plan. Clover's 4 and Ace's 1. Add to the ninth man's 9. Yep, that's exactly what I thought. 4 plus 1 plus 9 equals 14. 1 plus 4 equals 5. In other words... Ah, this guy is a creep. Thank God you are all so cooperative. Now I can get out of this nightmare. He pressed his own hand against the scanner panel. A third asterisk appeared on the screen. He dropped his hand to the lever on the side of the device and pulled. Alright. Well, there we go. The door opened with a heavy metallic groan. He let go of Clover. Wait, Junpei leapt toward the ninth man, but he wasn't fast enough. The man shoved Clover. Ah! And hopped through the door. Okay, have a good one, guys. I'm going off ahead now. Well then, goodbye. He raised his hand and waved, a twisted smirk on his face. Oh God, I gotta sneeze. I'm sorry. Then he was gone. Woo! All right. The door ground shut with a dull clank of metal on metal. Clover, are you all right? Snake ran to Clover's side as she lay on the floor. Yeah, I'm fine. She climbed unsteadily to her feet, and once there, leaned heavily on Snake's shoulder for support. Junpei ran to the door. The others followed him. Several pairs of hands grabbed hold of the handles and pulled. They grunted and strained, but nothing happened. It won't budge. That's when Lotus spoke. Her voice was quiet. Do you hear something? Like what? Like some sort of beeping. Junpei pressed his ear against the cold metal of the door. The others did the same. Yeah, I heard that before too. You're right, I could hear it too. What is it? Then they heard something else. It was the ninth man. Oh, why isn't it stopping? Oh no. You lied. Lied? Oh no. This wasn't supposed to happen. This is wrong. This is wrong. His voice shook with fear. Safe on the outside, they stepped back from the door and looked at one another. Oh God, is it a bomb? What is happening in there? Oh, he's gonna die? Open the door, please. I'm picking you. Oh God. Help me. Oh God, what is gonna happen? Please, get me out of here. Get me out of here. Oh no. Oh my God. It's gonna... He slammed his hand on the scanner panel. Nothing happened. Why didn't it register him? He looked at the display where the asterisk had showed up. It said engaged. Yeah. Alright. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. There's no time left. Listen. I was lied to. He lied to me. He put me in here. It was him. He killed me. It was him. So he's gonna die? Hold up. And is that 5 written in like blood? I'm very confused by that. Alright. Alright. Yeah. Oh, there it goes. It's gonna explode now. Yep, he's dead. He's dead. Nice. The explosion rocked the room. Instinctively, they ducked. Then stood up slowly when they realized there was no danger. No one spoke. Silence filled the room. In that silence, the electronic tone that echoed across the room sounded as loud as a gunshot. All eyes turned toward it. It had come from the device mounted next to the door. The display changed from engaged to vacant. Oh, are we gonna go in there and see his dead body? Oh God. Let's see if we can open it. 7, the mountain swallowed hard. Junpei nodded and placed his hand on the scanner panel. So 7 plus 5. It's gonna give you 12, so we need 3 too. We also need a 3. Who is 3 again? I think 3 was... I don't remember who 3 was. Device had Roger Junpei's bracelet number 5. He was not enough, however. At least 2 more people were needed. Oh, so 7? Oh, okay. I'm gonna go with Santa in June. I don't know. So, it doesn't matter which one I pick, though. That's what I think. You know what? Let's go with Snake and 7. Alright, so 5 plus 9. That will give me 14, so that will give us square root of 5, right? Oh yeah, well, I mean, any of them would really work, but I'm guessing... You think you give me a hand here? That pun was a little too on the nose, but the mood was so grim. Oh, okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Both Snake and 7 lifted their left hands silently. Slowly, each of them placed their hand on the scanner panel. 5 plus 2 plus 7 equals 14. 1 plus 4 equals 5. So we get a square, not a square root, a digital root of 5. They'd fulfilled the conditions. If they were to pull the lever on the side, the door would open. Are you guys ready? I'm going to open it. Oh no. Alright, well, I already knew. We're going to see something awful. Junpei grabbed the lever and looked back over his shoulder. They stiffened and nodded. Junpei nodded back and set his mouth in a grim line. Then he slowly lowered the lever. Oh no. Oh. Oh. There was a metallic groan and the door slid open. A breath of air drifted out of it, carrying a stench that nearly made them gag. Yep, that's a dead body. Junpei grimaced and put a hand over his mouth. Oh my god. Good god. Lotus and Ace shuddered. 7 grunted. Whoa, that's pretty bad. Even Santa's voice shook. He blew up. Wait, are we not going to be able to... we're not going to be able to see it? It appeared Santa was right. The hallway on the other side of the door was splattered with chunks of torn flesh and dark red blood. Oh! Jeez! That's bad. Oh my god, I did not expect it to be that bad. But at least we don't see the chunks of flesh, right? The shriek echoed across the room. It had come from June. Then her strength left her, and she dropped. As Junpei turned to catch her, the door groaned shut. Jeez. But at least we didn't see the chunks of flesh, right? Oh god, but that was bad. Like, from what we saw, that was pretty bad. Oh my god. This is actually really... Oh my god. This game, man. I'm gonna have to finish this. I'm going to have to finish this on camera. Oh my god, dude. Wow. Alright, she crumbled to the floor. June, you okay? Junpei dropped to his knees and put his arm around her shoulders. Around her shoulder. That was when he noticed. Her whole body was feverish. She was radiating in intense heat. Yeah, I guess she has a fever. Because you could see the area around her face is a little red. What the hell? Where did this fever come from? June didn't answer. Her face looked like wax and her whole body began to shake. Alright, let's just rest for a minute, okay? You think you can walk? She nodded weakly. Junpei lifted June to her feet and guided her to a nearby chair. Here we go. As gently as he could, he set her down in it. How are you feeling? Are you alright? She nodded, as she did, a single huge tear rolled down the side of her face. Why? Why did this happen? Her voice cracked, broken by misery and grief, and choked by sobs. Why did this happen? Junpei spun around. Do any of you know... Oh my god, jeez. Now even he's starting to cuss. Alright. Do any of you know why the freak... I'm just gonna say freak. Even though I know, like, there's... Because I know there's some, like... no, I'm gonna try to keep this game family friendly, even though it pretty much already is not family friendly, because what we just saw. But, you know, at least I can try to make it a little better by replacing, you know, the F word with freak, just like what happened with Ryuji in Persona 5, but you know. Nah, I'm just gonna say it. Why not? Do any of you know why the freak... Do you know, any of you know why what the freak is going on here? It sounds so funny whenever that happens. Alright, who's Zero? What's this non-airy game? Come on, anyone? Anything? What the hell is going on? What are we doing here? No one spoke. Ace, Snake, Santa, Clover, 7, and Lotus. They simply stood there, 7 pairs of downcast eyes and 7 grim lines for mouths. June's body shook with silent sobs. They slowed as the minutes ticked by, and eventually they stopped. Alright. Then suddenly, in the cold, heavy silence that had enveloped them like a thick fog, a bell began to ring. The clock in the central hall. 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Oh, that means it's now 10 p.m. And then on the 10th ring, it stopped. The sound of the bell faded away into silence. It's 10 o'clock then. Ace said what each one of them had been thinking. That means it's been an hour since Zero's little announcement. Seven's deep voice echoed across the room. That means we have 8 hours now. Alright, freak, I've had enough of this crap. Oh, it sounds so funny. Alright. Santa leapt to his feet, his fist clenched. How long are we gonna... I've never heard that word before. How long are we gonna catfoot around like this? Whatever. Alright. That's a new word. I've actually never heard that one before. We've only got 8 hours until this time limit Zero is going on about is up. Let's get going already. Go, go. Santa's outburst fell on deaf ears. No one seemed to agree with him. They stared back at him, their eyes blank and their faces tired. Finally, Lotus spoke. No, I refuse. I'm going to end up like him. Him? You mean the ninth man? Of course. Who else? In his mind, in his mind's eye, Junpei saw the corpse again. The dark reddish-black pool of blood. The scattered pieces of flesh. Jeez. Oh, wait. Is there actually scattered wait. Oh, jeez. You can see the organs? Good thing they didn't show that. Jeez. Oh, my God. Scattered pieces of flesh? Jeez. It's a good thing they didn't show that, though. Jeez. Organs strewn across the floor like a blossoming of a grotesque flower? Jesus Christ. The explosion that had torn through the body had been powerful. The ninth man's neck had been twisted at an odd angle. Jeez. Junpei suspected that the detonation had thrown him against the wall. Half of his face was crushed, and the other half was covered in blood. Jesus. Alright, most of his abdomen had been emptied, either by the explosion or by gravity. He had landed on his back, and stark white ribs jutted out of his chest like legs of some sort of macabre crab. My God. Junpei felt something flip in his stomach. I think he just screwed up. Eyebrows went up and Santa continued. He probably set up some sort of trap and that killed him. I'm not gonna screw up like that. I'm getting out of here alive. Alright, whatever Snake was. I like Snake. Snake is so far probably my favorite character. Next is Santa, of course, but whatever Snake was laughing at, Santa did not find particularly humorous. What's so goddamn funny? Oh, my apologies. You were just so very confident. I couldn't help myself. I think you've mistaken the situation. Huh? The ninth man's death. It had nothing to do with the trap. Or at least not the sort of trap you imagine it did. Then, he broke one of Zero's rules. That was why he died. Quite simple if you think about it. You still don't? Alright. How about you take a moment and think back to what Zero said? Specifically, what did he say about the number of people? He said only 3 to 5 people can pass through one numbered door. Oh! But only he passed through the door. And it said 3 to 5 people. But it never said something about less than 3 people. So 3 to 5 people, which means they had to have at least 3 people passing through the door. That makes sense. That makes sense. But only he passed through the door. So that makes sense now. That makes sense. That makes sense. I cannot talk, but that makes sense now. All right, right. And after that, you've forgotten the relevant part. What did Zero say? Santa furrowed his brow and thought. Junpei thought back. Zero said, "Oh, that only 2 people can go through. No, it's that everyone who verified had to go. Right, that makes sense. That everyone had to like play a part. I guess. Yeah, that seems right. That everyone who verified had to go. Yeah, that's probably right. That's right. All those who enter must leave, and all that who enter must contribute. Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Contribute. Right? I think it was something like that. Whatever it was, it means that groups of less than 3 or more than 5 can't go. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Can't go through. That is correct. A gold star for you, Junpei. Snake inclined his head. Snake inclined his head toward Junpei. The ninth man, however, broke that rule. He tried to pass through a numbered door by himself. That is why he was executed. Then Zero's watching us from somewhere, making sure we don't break any rules. Oh, I'm not so sure of that. Why not? Because his execution system is entirely automatic. You didn't notice? There was no need for him to monitor us. What do you mean? Snake looked at Seven with what could only be described as pity inside. Very well. I see it must be me who tells you. I've waited long enough, I suppose. I'd hoped Zero might spare me the trouble, but that seems increasingly unlikely. He couldn't see them, of course, but perhaps Snake sensed the confused eyes upon him. When Ace spoke, he gave words to everyone else's thoughts. Do you know something? Well, I know a great many things, but yes. What is it that you know? Here. Snake removed a card from the pocket of his jacket. With a flourish, he presented it to Ace, who took a close look at it and spoke. Come on now, what's the point of giving me this? Give me that. It's probably his business card. No, I don't know. Santa snatched the card from Ace, but his expression of disgust quickly turned to one of confusion. What? Huh? The hell is this? Seven tugged it out of Santa's hands. Yeah, I see. The card went from Seven to Lotus, from Lotus to June, and finally to Junpei. He looked at it and understood. This is Braille. Oh! Oh, so they knew that he was blind. So Zero had to know that he was blind, cause he got that, that probably was like one of the, I think that was like the rule sheet he got. So, Zero must have given that to him, cause, I don't know, cause he couldn't read it himself. It's not like he could have read it himself because he's blind. So Zero must have known that he was blind, and then he gave it to him. So that makes sense. He looked at it and understood. Braille, the written language of the blind. The card was covered with small embossed bumps. Junpei could recognize it, but he certainly couldn't read it. Sorry guys, I can't read this. Junpei handed the card back to Snake, who nodded at him with a small smirk. Okay, that was fun. What's so important about this card? What's so important about that card? I found it in my pocket. I can only assume it's a message from Zero. Yeah, he must have known that he was blind. From Zero? A message? What does it say? Suddenly everyone was crowding around Snake, desperate to hear what the message said. Santa especially looked as if he were about to grab hold of Snake and shake the answers from him. Snake raised his hand. Calm down now. No need to panic. You don't need to force me. I'll read it. Junpei swallowed hard and waited for him to start. And he was not the only one. Presently, Snake began to read, his voice calm. His fingers glided over the tiny bumps as he spoke. Bracelet number 2. Since you are not blessed with sight, I shall bless you, and only you, with this information. I shall tell you of the function of the red, of the dead, and of the bracelet. Oh! Oh, but I'm still wondering how the ninth man, how did he know about, like, the, how did he know about the, like, the thing about the doors? I'm very confused about that. The red is the recognition device. It will verify your number. Beside every numbered door, you'll find a red. Right. The dead is the deactivation device. It does exactly what it says. Once you have passed through the numbered door, you must use the dead to stop the detonator in your bracelet. But perhaps you are wondering, what does this detonator detonate? Oh, okay. Oh, so it doesn't have to be a bomb. So it can be anything else. Like, alright, so this is actually kind of cool. So now I'm playing this completely blind, so I don't know. So that's cool though. So I placed a small bomb inside of you, and the people are. Oh, what the heck? He placed a bomb inside of us. You swallowed it while you were unconscious. Wow. I have no doubt that by the time you read this note, the bomb will have passed your stomach and found its way into your small intestine. Jesus. So wait a second. So it only detonates a bomb. I thought it would like detonate some other kind of trap, but no, I doubt that. I doubt that, but whatever. In other words, you will be unable to regurgitate it. Regurgitate it. All right. I suggest you do not try. As I mentioned before, the bracelet on your left hand contains a detonator. Think of it as a remote fuse or timer for the bomb in your body. There is only one condition which will cause it to detonate. The condition is that you enter a numbered door. Once you have done so, the timer will activate no matter who you may be. You will have 81 seconds, jeez. If after that time the detonator has not been deactivated, it will send a signal to the bomb in your body, instructing it to explode. In order to deactivate the detonator, every person who verified the number at the red must also verify the number at the dead. Once all numbers have been verified by the dead, you will only need to pull the lever at the side, and the countdown will cease. Anyone who does not verify their number at the red will find themselves unable to verify their number at the dead. That is to say, you should pass through a numbered door without first verifying your number at the red. In 81 seconds, you will be dead. That's a lot of rhyming. You must also keep in mind that the numbered doors will close automatically after 9 seconds have passed. So long as the door is open, the dead will not function. You would do well to remember this. Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are 2 ways to do so. 1, you escape from the ship. 2, your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship or detects that its wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically. There's no way to remove your bracelet. If you attempt to force it off or disable the detonator, the bomb within you will immediately explode. This is all the information which I can impart to you. How you choose to use it is for you to decide. If used wisely, you can eliminate those who might be a danger to you. For a time, you would be able to control your fate. I wish you the best of luck. Oh, so we gotta get in and out of that room in 81 seconds? Jeez. So are they actually gonna time us on that? Alright, Snake finished reading and carefully returned the card to his pocket. The message had been lengthy, but its meaning was clear. Only those who have verified the number at the red could pass through the numbered doors. Teams could not increase or decrease their numbers. The Reds, Deads, and Bracelets enforced the rules. They were judge, jury, and executioner. In defiance of Zero's suggestions, both Santa and Seven put fingers down their throats and began to gag. No. The rest stiffened. Some touched their stomachs, some stared at the bracelets. Junpei gingerly touched his stomach. There was a bomb inside his body. Yeah, and once again, this is kind of giving me Metal Gear Solid feels, you know. If you've... I can't spoil anything about Metal Gear Solid, but... Nah, I'm not going to spoil anything about that, but... Alright, whatever. I'm just going to keep playing, because I might have spoiled... one of the Metal Gear Solid games, but it's not like you guys know what I'm talking about, so it's probably fine. There was a bomb inside his body. The thought of it made him queasy. His stomach felt oddly hollow, and his legs were weak. Why had Zero designed such a ludicrous game? Junpei looked over at the others. Alright, I'm going to ask one more time. Do any of you know anything about Zero? They were all silent, each person waiting to hear what the others would say. Finally, Santa spoke. Actually, I saw Zero when I got grabbed. I didn't see his face, though. He's wearing some kind of gas mask. Yeah, I saw him too, though. What the hell? Come on, guys, give me something. You know, like surprise or something. Instead, it was Santa who looked surprised. There was a moment of silence, and then everyone spoke at once. Yeah, I saw him too. Me too. He was wearing a gas mask. As stories were sorted out, the truth became clear. All of their stories were the same. They had been abducted at home at midnight. The person claiming to be Zero had worn a mask. There had been white smoke, and then each person had passed out. When they awoke, they had found themselves on D-deck in a room with a 3-level bunk bed. Only 7's story seemed to lack the detail of the others. Oh. Me? Yeah, well mine was just like the rest of yours. That was all he had said. So 7 he doesn't seem to be one for detail or creativity because, I mean, he named himself freaking 7. Like, that's the least creative out of anyone. Alright, it had occurred to Junpei at the time that it sounded somewhat strange, but he didn't press the issue. He hadn't done so because there was something that struck him as even stranger. That was the mystery of the relationship between Snake and Clover. For some reason, they had been abducted from the same room and woken up in the same room. Junpei looked at them thoughtfully. So what's the deal with the two of you, anyway? It was Clover that answered. Clearly, she felt she had nothing to hide. We're siblings. Oh, siblings. Oh, I thought they were something else. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, guys. Alright. Siblings. Yes. Snake is my older brother, obviously. That means I'm his little sister. That's really so hard to understand? Junpei was taken aback. The other seemed just as surprised. She is correct, of course. He laid his hand on Clover's shoulder. Are you surprised? Well, yeah, but why? There are other people here with connections to one another. Those two, for instance. Snake pointed at Junpei and June. Yep. Oh, you mean between Jumpy and me? Yes. You did say you were childhood friends, didn't you? You went to school together. Yeah. June glanced at Junpei, uncomfortable with the sudden attention. Junpei felt somewhat nervous as well and tried to scratch his head as casually as possible. Hey, you think maybe we could figure out who Zero is this way? Yeah, you're right. You connect the dots between the victims, and that leads you to the perp. Textbook stuff. Alright. Junpei, June, does any of this ring a bell? Ring a bell? Ring a bell? They looked at one another. And like it was staged, they both tilted their neck at the same time. Well, perhaps he went to school with the son of a multimillionaire. A millionaire? Son? Well, someone bought this boat and set up all this. Whoever Zero is, they must be incredibly rich. Well, we can't be sure of that. To me, this seems as though it's the work of an organization, not an individual. Zero is most likely simply the representative of a larger group. What sort of organization? It could be a number of things: an army, perhaps, or a research group. Perhaps this is all some sort of psychological experiment. If it is, then it's a pretty freaked up experiment. I mean, come on, the guy's dead. The word dead hung in the air, heavy and ominous. The room went quiet again. I don't know who the hell is Zero. This Zero is, but I know for sure he's got to be pretty freaked up in the head to do all this. If this was all one guy, that he's got some serious issues. Yep. Even with that specter of death hanging over them, their discussions continued for some time. In the end, however, they learned nothing. By the time they finished, 15 of their 9 hours were gone. All they had to show for it was impatience. Man, look, we only got 7.5 hours left, okay? You really sure you want to just sit around? No one was willing to argue this time. Very well then. There's only one way for us to proceed. Sure not gonna be fun running around knowing we gotta jump when Zero says jump. Ooh, well it's stupid just to sit around here doing nothing. Thanks to Snake's card, at least we have some idea of how this all works. Correct, and so long as we follow the rules, we should, well, we will most likely be alright. But what? Who's gonna go in which door? June looked toward the number doors. Oh yeah, that's right. We can't have any more than 5 people in one door. All 8 of us can't go in the same door. Then we'll see we will have to split up. Wait. Lois looked terrified. I'm telling you now, there's no way in hell that I'm going into door 5. Yeah. Yeah. Come on now, don't be selfish. Don't be selfish. Call me whatever the hell you want. I'm not going in there. If I'm going to have to walk through all that blood, then I'd rather stay here. Sigh. Oh, I don't have to say sigh, but... And we were doing so well. Why can't you go? Because, I mean, you're not... I mean, you're clearly not shocked by it. Sorry, but I ain't going in there either. Someone else can go into door 5. Oh, Santa, not you too. Hey, man, I just bought these shoes. If you think I'm gonna get some creepy dude's blood all over him, you got another thing. You got another thing coming. That was the last straw. What the hell, man? Weren't you the one who kept saying we should get going? Yeah. So doesn't mean I want to go through door 5. Oh God. There was an awkward silence. Finally, 7 spoke. Fine, I'll go into door 5. I can't go in there alone, though. Anyone else willing to come with me? There was another long silence. This time, Snake was the one to break it. I'll go. What? Don't worry, you'll be fine. We may part now, but I'm certain we'll meet again later. How do you know that? Because I do. That's not an answer. If you're going, I'm going too. I'm going into door 5. What am I gonna do with you? There's nothing you have to do. A step forward. If I join you, the problem is solved, correct? Snake 7 is 7 and Snake is 2. If you have Chloe's 4 and my 1, the digital root would be 5. Alright, 7 plus 2 plus 4 plus 1 equals 14, and 1 plus 4 equals 5. That's true. Oh, it works perfectly. Oh, that was a cool sprite. That was a cool animation. Alright, the 4 of us can go into door 5. Wait. What about the other 4? What's their digital root gonna be? Junpei did a quick mental calculation. Lotus Santa and Junpei remained, which means 8 plus 3 plus 6 plus 5. Alright, so that would mean 11. That would mean we would have, wait. Alright, yeah, that was easy. That's easy. So we would have a, 8365. So yeah, that would mean 11 plus 6, 17 plus 5. That would mean we have a digital 22. That would mean we have a digital root of 4. 4. Yeah. Yeah. He repeated what he determined. It's 4. Add up our 4 bracelet numbers and the digital root is 4. Then we can go into door 4. Yeah, huh, that worked out well. Junpei ran over the team assignments in his head one more time. 4 people go into door 5. 7. 7, Snake, Clover, and Ace. Why did I say that in this very odd voice? 4 people go into door 4. Lotus, Santa, June, and Junpei. Alright. Seems good enough. Junpei had to ask himself if the teams were what he really wanted. Beyond door 5 was what remained of the 9th man. He never wanted to see that thing again, but something in his mind said it would be unwise not to examine the corpse even a little closer. Of course, if he had went through door 5, he wouldn't be going with Lotus and Santa. True, it would be possible for him to bring June with him through door 5, but that would mean she would have to see the horrific carnage that waited there. Junpei didn't want that. Alright, Junpei was torn. Should he stay silent and go through door 4? Or should he stop them all and insist on door 5? No, just go through door 5. Just go through door 4. I honestly don't want to see that again. Alright. As he turned his options As he turned his options over and over in his mind, Ace spoke up. Alright then. It seems we've reached a conclusion. Shall we go? He began to walk toward door 5. Clover and Snake followed, with seven a short distance behind. Junpei. Which door you want to go through? Alright, decide that door 4 would be fine. Door 4 would be fine. Yeah. Alright, he would go through door 4 with Lotus and in June. Why had Junpei even considered doing otherwise? He would be there for June. For Kane, wait. Oh yeah, for Kane Kurashiki. I almost forgot her real name. That seemed good. He felt it was the right choice to make. He made no shows of affection, but Junpei saw her as something more than just a friend from his childhood. Oh. He watched the other 4 walk toward the door. Ace, Snake, and Clover, and 7. Junpei said nothing as they left. Before long, they had reached door 5. They talked to one another for a few seconds, saying things Junpei couldn't hear, and then laid their hands, one by one, on the scanner panel of the red. Alright. Ace grabbed the lever. His face tight with determination, he turned over his shoulder to look at Junpei and his companions. Goodbye. Be careful. Alright. Oh, they're gonna have to see that again. Oh no. As Ace pulled the lever, the door swung open, the mouth of the great hungry beast. Beyond the door, Junpei knew, lay the sad remains of the 9th man. It did not surprise him that Ace, Clover, and 7 hesitated. The body was not a pleasant thing. Snake had no such problems, as his blindness made him immune to the horror. Yeah, but how is he gonna step through all that blood? There has to be someone to, like, guide him through that. He stepped through the door, his feet making a wet splack, and oh god, oh, a wet splack in the pool of blood. Do you intend to kill me? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you? Snake had not bothered to turn around, but the other 3 steeled themselves and stepped through the door. Oh god. Door 5 swung shut, closing with a heavy finality of metal upon metal. Junpei and his companions scrambled to the door. They pressed their ears to it, in an attempt to hear what might be taking place on the other side. It's beeping. Oh, you better... Oh god. You better hurry. It's just like before. Probably the sound of the detonator on the bracelet. Do you think they're okay? June's face showed their concern more plainly than her words ever could. Almost as though in response to her question, a voice rang out from the other side of the door. It was 7. Hey, there it is. That's got to be that dead thing. Come on, get over here. We gotta authenticate. Alright, they're good. They're good. The beeping stopped. The sighs of relief were audible, even through the heavy door. Phew. Looks like it stopped. I gotta give that guy a thick Brooklyn accent. Alright, Junpei and his companions leaned away from the door and breathed a collective sigh of relief of their own. Hey guys, are you doing alright over there? They've heard Seven's voice, but it wouldn't hurt to be sure. Yep, we're fine. Despite the recent danger, Clover's voice was as bubbly as ever. Oh hey, I'm going to tell you about this whole dead thing, okay? The dead is just like the red, but the color's different. You know how the red was red? Well, the dead is blue. Other than that, it's just like the red. Authenticating is the same too. Awesome, thanks, that helps a lot. Alright. Well, we should probably move on now. You be careful out there. Roger that. Alright. Time to go through door 4. Junpei and the others left door 5 and head toward door 4. They stood in front of the red and placed each of their hands upon it. Alright. 4 asterisks appeared on the screen. Junpei grabbed the lever and turned around. You guys ready? Yeah. Sure. Let's go. None of them looked particularly optimistic, but their faces were set. Junpei nodded to them and turned back toward the red. Alright, let's go. With strength and determination, he pulled the lever. Alright. Run! Okay, the 4 of them left through the door together. Okay. So, am I on the timer here? The moment they passed through it, each heard a cold electronic sound coming from the left wrist. In the center lay a bracelet. In the center of each bracelet, a red skull appeared and began to flash. The detonator's countdown had begun. In the long moment that each of them sped staring at the wrist. Alright, it closed, Come on. The numbered door behind them closed. The sound of metal on metal reverberating down the hallway. Okay, there was no way back now. They were committed. Even if they could not find the device to deactivate their detonators. Hey, where the hell is the dead? How would I know? Don't give me that crap. Start looking. I already am. They began to run, eyes looking frantically for the device that was the key to their salvation. The hallway they found themselves running down was a long one, easily 300 feet in length. Wow, that's like 3 football fields. On the right side of it stood a series of wooden doors, all nearly identical. If they had taken time to think, they would likely have discerned that the doors led to cabins. Don't tell me the dead is in one of these rooms. Oh no. How many rooms do you think there are? Junpei was too frightened to count properly, but his best guess that there were 7 or 8 of them. Ah. Alright, well there wasn't time to count them to be sure. Junpei ran to the nearest door. Oh, he grabbed the knob and shook it hard. It wouldn't open. It didn't feel locked, more like someone had hammered an iron plate over the other side of the door. Junpei turned around to find another door and saw that his companions had already run to doors of their own. They did not seem to be having more success than he had. Their own words confirmed his fears. Oh, this one's no good. Same here. It's not moving. Jun was the last one to speak up. As Junpei looked in her direction, his eye caught something he hadn't noticed before. A small red light. It flashed at him dimly, but they said it was a blue light, though. It flashed at him dimly from the end of the hallway. That's it! Over there! Even as he yelled, he ran. He grabbed Santa, Lotus, and Jun and pulled them toward the light. Santa called out to them as he ran. Hey, how many more seconds do we have? How would I know? Our time limit is 81 seconds. I know that. I'm asking you how many seconds we have left. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to, oh, never mind. No, I won't have to cut that part out. In all likelihood, Junpei figured nearly a minute had already passed since the door had closed behind them. If that was true, urgency foremost in all their mind, they arrived at the end of the hallway. The dead sat on the left wall, blinking almost tauntingly at them. Hurry! Junpei grabbed hold of the machine, his hands slick with sweat and shaking. He slammed his hand against the scanner panel. The other 3 quickly followed suit. Alright, we got it. With a grunt, Santa yanked the lever downward. Oh, I thought we only had 5 seconds left. Oh, we survived. Alright. Looks like it stopped. His hands beginning to steady, Junpei wiped away some of the sweat that had beaded on his forehead. As they caught their breath, the 4 companions began to look around. At the end of the hallway lay a heavy-looking set of double doors, set into the walls of the hallway. On either side of the larger doors were 2 smaller ones. They all needed inspecting, but Junpei began with the largest of the 3, the double doors. How many times had he come across similar doors, with similar results, he wondered. Or perhaps he corrected himself. More a lack of results. Whatever the reason, the door remained firm and unyielding, and refused to allow Junpei or anyone else passage. Near the handle was a small keyhole. Above the keyhole was a small symbol, engraved in the brass. Mail? He wasn't quite sure what to make of it, and stared at it for a moment in confusion. It was Jun that corrected him. No, that's not the symbol for mail. That's probably the symbol of Mars. Well, technically they are the same symbol, but I saw a number of similar symbols near the main stairway. The symbol of the solar system. The symbols of the solar system. The sun, Saturn, the Earth. At least that's what I'm assuming. So this isn't the man symbol. It's a symbol for Mars? I think so, yes. While Junpei and Jun talked, Santa had disappeared. They turned to find him some distance down the hallway. He had gone to check the other doors. Eventually he reached the last of them and jogged back. It took him only a moment to catch his breath again. Here's the deal. None of the other doors open. Then that must mean we only have 2 more doors. Let us examine the doors on either side of the larger double door. Each of them had a metal plate attached to it. Junpei figured they were probably room numbers. The door on the left read B92, and the door on the right proclaimed that it led to B93. All right, let's open them. Yeah. Junpei put his hand on the doorknob for the door that said room 92. Santa moved to the door to room 93. They made it through the numbered door alive. There was nothing more to be afraid of. Junpei and Santa looked at each other and nodded. 1, 2, 3. In unison, they pushed against their respective doors and promptly found themselves in a new room. June followed Junpei as he threw open his door. They turned around and saw that the door on the other side was open as well. Through the door was another person, his mouth agape. It was Santa. Hey, it opened. Yeah, it did. Junpei and Santa looked at each other. Oh, I need to give them different voices. I keep forgetting. Alright. They had not expected the doors to yield so easily. Lotus' calm voice broke into their thoughts. Maybe this is all part of Zero's plan? I can't say I enjoy being treated like someone's puppet. As she headed for room 93, Lotus continued. Well, now we have these 2 rooms. I'm sure there's something in there that will help us. Get out of here. Let's find it. Santa and I will search this room. Junpei and June, search the other one. Alright. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. 1 second. As she headed for room 93, Lotus continued. Oh, wait. Oh, I heard about that. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to turn down my mic. Alright, sorry guys about that. Alright, let's examine this. So these are matches. Alright, I actually really do enjoy this game. Alright, Junpei looked down blankly at what he was holding, then up at June. Oh yeah, how's your fever? You feeling better now? Yes, I'm feeling fine. June certainly looked fine. Junpei held his hand on her forehead for a few seconds. It seemed her fever really had gone down. Are you worried about me? Yeah, I guess I am. Yeah, guess I am. June blushed and giggled. By the way, Junpei, man, I really like the animations in this game. How did you end up here? What do you mean? I told you earlier I didn't. Oh wait. Oh, what do you mean? I told you earlier, didn't I? There was a man with a gas mask when you got home at night. You inhaled some white smoke and passed out. When you woke up, you were on D deck. Yeah, that's it. But is that really the truth? What? Junpei, are you hiding something from me? No. Why would I? Well, if you think about it, this is awfully suspicious. I mean, why would 2 childhood friends bump into each other in a place like this? Well, I mean, why would Snake and Clover bump into each other if they were siblings? I mean, well, I mean that makes sense because I mean they probably lived together and Zero probably kidnapped them both at the same time. So I mean, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, that is a little weird with like me and June. I guess that is like suspicious. I mean, why would 2 childhood friends bump into each other in a place like this? Hey, I could ask you the same thing. Are you hiding something? What would I hide? Well, I don't know. Anything. Anything. I mean, you're hiding it. Oh, wait. I read that wrong. Well, I don't know. Anything. I mean, you're hiding it. How would I know? You mean like the number of... Oh. Alright. Junpei's heart stumbled over itself. Do you... Oh, no. 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 He had to admit, he was a little curious. Don't worry. She smiled at him. What? Only 18? Oh, times 0. Oh, okay. Alright, good. Alright. Yeah, I guess I haven't met Mr. Right yet. Phoenix Wright. No, I'm joking. June looked a little embarrassed and scratched the back of her head in a desperate attempt to seem nonchalant. Junpei coughed quietly in much the same way. Anyway, I'm not hiding anything. Just like you, Junpei. When I woke up, I was on D deck. Well, you do have a point. I mean, oh, why did I say that in... Well, you do have a point. I mean, why did Zero pick us? We haven't seen each other since elementary school. June nodded, and for a few moments she had the faraway look of someone in deep thought. Look for what connects the victims. That's what will lead you to the culprit. Do you remember Seven saying something like that? Yeah, I do. So, well, that's what I'm saying. I think this must all have something to do with a classmate of ours. You got any ideas who it might be? No, nothing. Oh. Well, if it had something to do with school, then it could be one of our teachers or maybe the principal. Or the janitor or the lunch lady? Oh, maybe well the Seven actually kind of looks like a janitor or a lunch man, I guess. All right. Whoa. Okay, 1 second, guys. Something's wrong. Oh, never mind. No, I can barely remember any of them. Sorry, something wasn't wrong. It is. Yeah, I know. Junpei went back to searching, feeling unpleasant and confused. Elementary school. Was there anything strange that had happened in elementary school? As he searched the room, he continued to rack his brain. All right, let's check there. That vase looks expensive. I wonder how much we could get for it. Are you going to steal it? Alright. I like this game though. Alright. This is kind of a weird looking picture. Do you think it's an abstract painting or something? Kind of looks like a demon with an elephant-like nose. Sucking on a human being's brain. Oh, jeez. Where the hell did that come from? What's her brain made of? Can't say I'd mind finding out a little more about what goes on in there. Alright, let's change viewpoints. What have we not examined? Let's just examine the couch. Junpei, what are you doing? We don't have time to be relaxing on a sofa. It's a round wooden table. It's a display case, but there's nothing being displayed. How sad. Looks like the drawers are empty too. Alright, let's check out the door. Oh, now we're in another room. Alright, let's check this out. It's a bottle with water in it. This is a bedroom. They probably have it in here because your throat always feels dry when you wake up. You know? My throat's dry, but I think that's because I'm a little nervous right now. Well, we did run a lot, so we're kind of sweaty. Hey, Junpei, do you want to take a shower? Oh, no. Whoa, yeah. Alright. Just kidding. Too late to take it back. My brain's already working out the picture. Oh! My throat was dry already. This sure isn't helping. Alright. A wooden cupboard. There are cups inside. Surprising no one. Alright. Let's check the bed. It's a light blue blanket with some designs on it. Someone's made the bed, or at least never unmade it. There's only bed sheets under the blanket. Nothing exciting. Let's check the pillows. Look, there's 2 pillows right next to each other. Guess it's a double. Huh? What's up? You're turning red. Oh god. Is her fever back? Hey, are you alright? Do you need to lay down for a minute? A minute? Oh, I like these sprites. I really like these sprites. I'm fine. I think it's still a little early for that. Huh? Hey, seriously, are you really okay? Alright. A bed frame. Now we don't have to worry about falling off. I toss and turn when I sleep. She's blushing again. What the hell is she thinking about? Alright. Oh! So maybe if we light something on fire here. Alright, let's check the painting. This isn't a painting. Is it a map? It looks like a map of the ship's interior. Oh, this is a great... Yeah, this is. Alright, I think it will be really useful. Let's take it with us. It's now possible to use the map screen. The map screen can only be viewed during the story sections. It is entirely different in function from the bird's eye view mode. While on the map screen, you can examine a map of the ship's floor plan, which you will acquire over the course of the story. Touch the menu to open the menu. Thank you. If you touch X, map, well, the menu, you will be taken to the map screen. While there, you can scroll around the floor pan with the control pad or the stylus. Touching the green parts of the floor pan will allow you to see the bird's eye view for that room. Alright. Junpei took one last look at the map. Sorry again, guys. I'm very sorry, but I'm back. Sorry about that. Alright. Junpei took one last look at the map, then folded it up and slid it back into his pocket. Jun looked up as he closed it. This ship is bigger than I thought. Yeah, it's probably about 900 feet long. Wait, but earlier you said this... Didn't you say earlier that this hallway was 300 feet long? Alright, whatever. Must be one of those fancy cruise ships. Yeah, that's what I said, like, way earlier in this episode. I'm fine. Whoa! Alright, of course I cough when I'm recording. Must be one of those fancy cruise ships. Of course, it doesn't really look like a cruise ship. Everything in here is really retro. Even if it's some sort of style choice, there's just too much. Oh, I think this is maybe an old ship, like an older ship. Do you remember what Zero said? Oh yeah, so this is probably an older ship. Alright. On April 14th, 1912, the famous ocean liner Titanic crashed into an iceberg. Alright, after remaining afloat for 2 hours and 40 minutes, it sank beneath the waters of the North Atlantic. Alright, do you think maybe this boat and the Titanic have something to do with each other? That's a good point. I doubt he would have mentioned it if there wasn't a reason. Junpei took a moment to look around the room. Do you think this boat is... No, it can't be it's probably a replica. A replica of the Titanic? A replica? Yeah. You know, like a copy of the actual boat. Who on earth would make something like that? Fans. Crazy Titanic fans. No way. Do you even know how much money that would take? No idea. But all I gotta do is break even, you know? Break even? Yeah. They could use it as a cruise ship. Climb aboard. Oh, that's actually a good idea. They should actually make a Titanic replica in real life. I would actually ride that. Like, alright. That would actually be interesting, though. Like, seriously. They should get on that. Like, seriously. Alright. Climb aboard a piece of history. Sail around the world in the resurrected Titanic. Hell, with marketing like that, they'd probably have more customers than they'd know what to do with. Do you really think people would want to ride on a ship with such an ominous past? It's the site of the worst accident in history. Over 15,000 people died. I wouldn't be surprised if you get cursed just for going. A curse, huh? Junpei, do you believe in that sort of thing? You know, curses and stuff? I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I think I'm going to end the episode here, actually. I know this is an abrupt end. I know, but I actually have to eat my lunch. Because I'm recording this around the time of my lunch. So, yeah, I'm going to end the stream now. Stream. Freaking stream. Alright, I'm going to end the recording now. Or the episode, or the part, or whatever you want to call it. So, see you guys next time.